Today I'm going to be learning about the cost of living in Poland today. So yeah, in a lot of countries, in the UK, I mean pretty much every country, the cost of living has been increasing quite a lot over the last couple of years. And yeah, life is becoming a little bit unaffordable for a lot of people, unfortunately. So I want to see what it's like in Poland. You can tell me if this is relatable to you, if this is how it is for you. Is it more than this? Is it less? Are times tough in Poland as they are with a lot of other countries? Tell me what you think. Let's watch and learn.
Hello from Poland. Today I'm going to tell you about the real cost of living here and how much we spend on life in Poland. My name is Natalie. Let's get started. Life in Poland, in general, doesn't differ much from life in other European countries. The mentality is quite similar. Hardworking people, just like in places like the Czech Republic or Latvia. The cuisine is also similar. Borscht, dumplings, although they call it something different here, like pierogi. There are sausages, sauerkraut, and of course what I really love, the vegetables. They are incredibly fragrant and tasty here. The language is understandable, and Slavs can pick up it much more easily. A year and you will already have Polish under your belt. Life in Poland and, let's say, in the Czech Republic or Slovakia is quite similar, but there is one major difference: the cost of living. For example, the price of housing. Housing prices vary significantly depending on where you plan to live. In major cities like Warsaw or Krakow, or in a smaller town, Warsaw, Krakow, Wrocław, think of them as New York, Polish style. The prices here can truly shock those who have just moved. A one-bedroom apartment in central Warsaw can cost between 700 and 1,100 euros a month. The closer you are to the city center, the higher the price and the smaller the space. However, if you move to a smaller town, you can rent a large house with a big plot of land for the same 700 euros, even with a wine cellar. In my next video I will show you such a house in the village, so make sure to subscribe to my channel.
Yeah, that sounds quite interesting as well itself. I think especially if you've got like a family, it might make more sense to live outside of the city. But is that something a lot of people do? Do people live in these smaller towns outside of the city, then travel in so they can get bigger spaces? And yeah, how is the life like that? Is it nice in these small towns? Do you have access to all the amenities that you need? I feel like if I was going to move to Poland, that would probably be my plan, would be like maybe live outside of the city and get a bigger space because I've got young children as well. Yeah, tell me how you live. Do you live in the city? Do you live outside? How much do you pay for rent and that sort of thing?
No.
And again, have you seen the cost of rent? Is that increased as well? I know that in the UK and Scotland, over the last couple of years, the rental prices just keep going up and up. There's a lack of supply for properties. They've not been building so much, so yeah, it's just obviously become more scarce to be able to rent a property. So the cost of rent's really increased a lot.
Let's talk about smaller towns. Everything is much simpler and cheaper here. Prices are 2 or even 3 times lower than in large cities. For example, I decided to find the cheapest housing in a big city and surprisingly found a room in Krakow for 170 euros. If we talk about rent in a small 20 square meters apartment, it would cost around 480 euros. In Warsaw, the same apartment would cost at least 700 euros and it would still be quite small. But how can you live on 500 euros a month? Our options: a room in Krakow for 170 euros. By the way, I will also tell you about transport fare, health insurance and entertainment costs, and you will be shocked by the prices for healthcare in Poland. Let's now move on to the most important expenses: food. Is it possible to buy everything you need for 200 euros? That's about 860 Polish zlotys for an entire month. Let's check what you can buy with that. I've picked up carrots, onions and other products to calculate everything. Poland is known for its delicious dairy products and great cheeses, so I recommended the product that I buy myself.
I think I've seen like in some Polish supermarkets before, but with a lot of these products, are they Polish-made products, or is it a lot of it, is it imported or brought from other countries? Like, what sort of percentage would you say are Polish-made products? And that goes for like these sort of things as well as like produce and all that. Actually, the prices seem very reasonable to me, quite okay.
And my favorite candies. In total, all these products cost me 836 zlotys. Overall, for 200 euros, you can buy quite a bit of food in Poland for the whole month.
So if that lasts a month, that's actually very reasonable, 200 euros for a month. I guess that obviously again varies depending on how many people are in your family and that sort of thing, but yeah, tell me what you think about that. Do you think that's good or no? Obviously, earning a Polish wage, is that still affordable? Do you find it is affordable to eat well? How often do you eat out? Do you get the chance to eat out with how much you're earning on top of what you spend for food?
Public transportation in Poland is convenient and accessible. For example, in Warsaw, a metro ticket costs 4 zlotys 40 for a 20-minute ride or 6 zlotys for 75 minutes. In other cities in Poland, like Krakow, ticket prices will be a bit cheaper. If you use public transport every day, a monthly pass will cost you 35 euros. For European standards, it's quite affordable. For those living in the suburbs, there are also buses, and for those who prefer their own transport, I can tell you that parking in Krakow costs about 70 euros, the same prices as a monthly transport pass. That's why my husband and I left our car and use only public transport. By the way, taxis aren't that expensive either. A taxi ride starts 3 euros. Now let's talk about the healthcare system. Healthcare in Poland is free, but only for Polish citizens. If you don't have insurance, you won't be able to get into public healthcare facilities. A doctor's appointments cost from 400 zlotys, and surgeries are significantly more expensive. For example, a spinal surgery can cost up to 13,000 euros. Over the past 2 years, we've spent more than 2,000 euros on healthcare, and that's without insurance. The cost of health insurance ranges from 100 to 300 zlotys per month. This is for a basic plan, but for peace of mind, it's better to have insurance. But there is something that I can afford in hospital in Poland. This is food. We had lunch for 28 Polish zlotys. It's cheap, healthy, and tasty.
I would actually just, if I live near a hospital, I'll go there for food, man. That'll actually look quite nice as well. But good that healthcare is free for Polish people, and again, like any foreigner going to a country should always have health insurance anyway. So yeah, it's definitely worth the investment. But what do you think about the level of Polish healthcare? Do you think it's a good standard? Again, if I compare to the UK, I know that in the UK, from what people say, is the standard has been declining over the last couple of years. But what about Poland? Has it been getting better? Stagnant? What do you think? Tell me more about that.
As for entertainment, you can have a reasonably priced dinner in Poland. A meal for 2 people with a child will cost around 50 euros at a decent restaurant. And of course, what you can save on is housing, public transport and health insurance. So, how much do you need to live comfortably in Poland? If you both work as a couple, you can live on 1,000 euros per person a month in a small town. But for comfortable living in a big city, I would recommend it have it at least 1,500 euros per person. I wish you all a comfortable life and reasonable expenses. This was Natalie. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel.
That was it. That was good, yeah. So, yeah, I think that's actually quite affordable, and then especially the one for being in the city, 1,500 each. seems reasonable to live in like these nice modern cities like in Poland. For me, yeah, I'll probably prefer to have more space because I've got young children, so we're probably more likely stay on the sort of outskirts of a city, but it's got good transport that's cheap, and I've watched videos about that before, and it's a good level of servicing quality of the transport as well. So yeah, tell me what you think about this. Is this the correct cost of living in Poland? Does anything differ for you? Thanks.